An image of a woman in a dark flowing gown floated down the hall and disappeared into one of the bedrooms.
Hello, and welcome to Fearfull Wickedness. I am your host, the storyteller. We hope you enjoy tonight's tale. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. I hadn't been home in over 2 years. Things weren't the same since my sister's fatal car accident 3 years ago. But with my 15-year high school reunion coming up, there were a lot of friends I wanted to reconnect with. A November chill was setting in by the time I got to Mom and Dad's around 4 on Friday and unpacked for the weekend. We went to dinner that night, and the next day we visited and enjoyed each other's company. As best we could, there was a definite void now. Hannah was my older sister and had always been the light in the room. She was always having fun, never complaining, and she never seemed to be in a bad mood. It really hit the family hard when she was killed. Later that night, I went out to my class reunion and saw so many friends I had drifted apart from. It was great getting to catch up and hear stories of how their lives were unfolding. Sunday, after having lunch and spending a few more hours with Mom and Dad, I packed and left. I couldn't come all this way without stopping by the cemetery and leaving some flowers for Hannah. As difficult as it is to visit knowing I'll never hear her voice or see her smile, I just wanted to let her know I'm still here and still trying to find the guy that ran her off the road. The sun was beginning to set when I pulled in. I had taken too long saying my goodbyes to Mom and Dad, but no matter, I was taking as much time as I needed, even if the darkness tried to hurry me up. I sat on the ground next to her headstone and talked. It had been about 10 or 15 minutes. That's when I heard it. Crunch. Footsteps on the gravel path behind me. I turned, expecting to see someone else visiting late, or maybe a groundskeeper. But there was no one. Then came a low breathing, wet, rattling, animal-like. It wasn't close, but it wasn't far either. I stood up, my pulse quickening. "Hello," I called. Nothing. Then something moved. I caught just a glimpse of it. It made a horrific sound like nothing I had ever heard. I ran. I don't even remember which way I went, just that I tripped over a grave marker and felt breath on the back of my neck. Cold, reeking of something dead. I scrambled up and sprinted to the car. Whatever it was, followed, slamming against the back of the car. That's when I saw this dark, iridescent figure. It screamed, shattering every window in my car. Then it stopped and turned away, just as I thought I heard Hannah's voice. I stomped on the gas, spinning tires on the gravel as I raced out of the cemetery. I drove back to Mom and Dad's, telling them what happened. I don't think they believed me. I'm not sure I would believe me either, even though they couldn't explain the shattered windows in my car. My big sis saved me from something that day, and now I wonder, am I trying to find a person or thing that put her there? It was a quiet Wednesday afternoon, blue sky, empty paths, the scent of spring in the air. Most days I take my lunch to the park just to get away from the noise of work. That day, the noise came to me. A yellow school bus pulled up, and a swarm of children, 15 or 20 of them, maybe around 10 years old, came spilling out, laughing and shouting. 3 adults stepped off. I assumed they were teachers. One waved a clipboard, trying to keep some order, but the kids were off and running, spreading across the grass like wildflowers. There wasn't an empty spot on the playground. Kids were climbing the monkey bars, on the swing sets, playing tag and volleyball. That's when a young boy hit the ball too hard, and it rolled over at my feet. "I'm sorry, mister," he said, as he came jogging over. "That's all right," I said. "Where are you all from?" "Willow Creek Elementary, sir." "Marcus," one of the teachers yelled. "Back over here." "Okay, Ms. Burton," he shouted. "I have to go. This is our last trip before we go home." "Well, don't let me keep you." "Have fun," I said as he ran back to the playground. I finished my lunch and went back to work. That evening when I got home and turned on the news, the headline was about the tragic accident on Route 15. A school bus carrying Ms. Burton's fourth-grade class from Willow Creek Elementary was struck by a semi and forced off the road around 10 a.m. This morning, all passengers, including 3 adult chaperones, were killed. Authorities confirmed the children were en route to a scheduled field trip at Greenway Park. I dropped my cup. Greenway Park. It can't be. I saw their faces, heard their laughter. I even talked to one of them, but they never made it. I went back to the park the next day and saw hundreds of flowers and memorial signs. And there, next to the bench where I sat yesterday, was a volleyball.
It was supposed to be fun. Just me and 3 of my best friends, Emma, Tori, and Jasmine, renting a haunted Verbo in Savannah for spring break. We were all into ghost shows and TikTok paranormal stuff and figured, why not live it for real? The listing leaned into it. Historic Southern manor with a mysterious past. We thought it was campy. A joke. It wasn't. The place was beautiful, but something felt off. Emma joked that the house watched us. On the second night, Tori dared us to do a seance. We lit candles, held hands, and called out to whatever might be listening. Nothing happened. On the third night, we tried again. We were goofing off at first, drinking and laughing. But then, something answered. The candle flames flickered, but there wasn't a breeze. Every door slammed shut all at once. Jasmine screamed. She said she saw someone standing behind me. The house went dark. We tried to get out, but the doors wouldn't open. We all ran and huddled together on the couch in the living room. Something spoke. It sounded like a woman's voice, but none of us were sure and no one could understand what it was saying. The couch began to shake as if whatever it was wanted us off of it. We screamed and ran to the kitchen looking for a knife or something to try and defend ourselves with, but the drawers and cabinets wouldn't open. Then we saw her. An image of a woman in a dark flowing gown floated down the hall and disappeared into one of the bedrooms. The electricity came back on and everything was quiet. Emma went over and opened the back door. She stood guard as me, Tori, and Jasmine retrieved our things from the bedroom. We got to the car and drove all night back home. We don't talk about that night or that trip, and we never found out who or what we saw.